here listening to what we teach on this channel, there's a truth of the work we teach that cannot be softened. No one else can do it for you. Healing, recovery, and returning to yourself are all inherently self-directed processes. Self-directed in two ways. First, you must be the one to initiate the work we describe here. No one can insert commitment or discipline into your being. Second, it must be guided by the deeper self, not the ego or constant seeking outside. This is not passive work. It is something that cannot be outsourced, prescribed, or performed for you. This is the moment you stop waiting for someone to come and rescue you and begin to participate in your own becoming. We can give you tools. We can teach you how to allow, how to schedule, how to meet your sensations, to give you an overview of the science behind everything here. How you got ill, how you allow recovery. We can walk beside you and offer you clarity and support and, a bit more understanding if you don't quite get one aspect. And certainly for those in our membership, this is the case. But we cannot apply any of it for you. So I'm being attacked by a kitten. Just as no one can lift the weights on behalf of you to build your muscles, no one can build your capacity to feel, stay, and integrate that which is now trying to come to consciousness via your symptoms, via your experiences. Someone can cook a meal and place it in front of you, but they cannot absorb its nourishment. You must pick up the fork. You must return to the gym of your own inner life, again and again and again, even on the days everything in you wants to give up and quit and just want an adult or someone to fix it for you and make it go away. Only you live inside your body. Only you hear the thoughts in your mind and feel the storm in your nervous system. Only you would know when you're truly turning towards the embodied truth of your being or reaching out again for distraction, reassurance, or a quick external fix. Guidance is essential, yes, but guidance is not transformation. Transformation happens when guidance meets willingness, discipline, commitment, and the daily practice. We have to be honest. This path is not comfortable. It is not linear. It is a dismantling of a false self and a rebuilding of that, which happens naturally if we allow it. You don't have to think your way through this. You have to learn to allow your way through it. And you will, at points on this path, feel lost. You will question everything you thought you knew, who you are. You won't even know what that is anymore. The old identity, the coping mechanisms, the people-pleasing, the intellectual control, all will begin to fall away. And before the new self feels steady and comes online, there is a space of groundlessness, of lostness, of emptiness, and it can be very frightening. The journey is a roller coaster. It feels like being stripped of certainties, and that's the point. But it is happening for a reason, to return you to what is real, to what is yours, and who you are beneath all the conditioning that has brought you to this point. And this is exactly why it must be self-directed, because during the moments you feel like you're falling apart, you are the one who must step back into that higher place within yourself and hold the center. You are the one who has to stay with yourself when the mind screams to run, to distract, to get someone else to make it okay, to look for certainty, for reassurance, to see if there's just one more thing you missed. You have to start being the adult presence your younger parts never had. Steady, loving, consistent, unwavering, even as everything else seems to explode into chaos and shift. This is not about forcing or suppressing. It is about staying, and allowing, staying behind the line and submitting the ego to the self and to nature, bearing witness, letting the storm pass through while you remain rooted in something much deeper. To commit to self-directed healing is to stop outsourcing your agency. It is the end of the cycle of asking others to confirm, to reassure, to certify every step. Clarity is, of course, useful. You have to understand this roadmap to submit to the journey. But dependency is not. No one else can implement the work, not your therapist, not your partner, not your coach, not your favourite YouTube video. This is not a consumer journey. It is a participation journey. You become the one who sets the schedule, wakes up, returns to practice, notices the thought spirals, allows, goes into the body, does every single thing we talk about here over and over again instead of trying to escape. Self-directed means leadership of yourself, by yourself, for yourself, not because you don't deserve help, but because you deserve to be empowered. You are the one who shows up for you, and only you have access to this process. This work here will require you to decide, I will show up, I will learn the tools, I will apply them, especially when it's uncomfortable, especially when I'm in a flare, especially when it feels I'm in hopelessness and despair. Healing is not an idea, it is a practice and it is nature, and you have to commit. And practice means repetition. Stability is built in the mundane, quiet acts, breathing to the discomfort, making space to allow the sensations to be, honouring the schedule you set, even on the bad days, noticing the urge to Google or seek reassurance, or instead just then choosing to turn inwards and be there for yourself. Turn to the self for guidance. Some days you will fail. You will avoid, you will collapse, you will distract, you will go offline. And this is not the end of the story unless you make it so. You simply begin again, and that is the true mark of commitment. This work is self-directed because only you can decide to stop abandoning yourself. Only you can become the parent to those abandoned parts of yourself that never got the attention they needed. The frightened child who still waits for an adult to fix it all. You are the adult now. You can place your hand over that part in your body and say, I am here now. I am never going to abandon or leave you again. This is not about blame. It is about power. It is about remembering that healing is not given. It is claimed, not from aggression, but from a kind of devotion. It's not about perfectionism. It's about being present, constantly showing up. Yes, we can support each other, and we do. Our membership and our community do that. We can remind each other. We can keep each other on track. We can share tools here to how to apply them when we forget or we're confused, and to give wisdom and hope. But no one can walk into your mind and choose for you. No one can sit inside your body and feel what is coming up to be felt for you. No one can surrender your ego to consent to the deeper self's wisdom on your behalf. Self-directed, self-led, not because you are alone, but because you are finally coming back to yourself.